even though I had been in therapy for 16 years.
Yep.
I think that was the first time I realized, like, this is a process. This is a journey. We never arrive, and that's not the goal. Well, I think the best way, we have a cliche or saying in the fitness business, it doesn't get easier, you get stronger. The thing about healing too is we have these strengths that we don't recognize, and it took someone else to point it out to me when I told her, I get up at 4 a.m. I've been doing it for years. He's like, wow, you're really disciplined. And I didn't think I was disciplined. I didn't think of myself as disciplined.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Accountability on Demand podcast. It's your host, LaShawna West, and we are on the Healing While Building series. I have a special guest. Introduce yourself for the people.
Hi, my name is the Arprentiss Haye. Nice to be here.
I love that. And you didn't do your cute little, hey, come on now.
Well, that's coming.
We need the energy.
So I am a founder, owner of Vibrant Body Fitness with Arprentiss Haye.
I love it.
Hey, yes.
Awesome. So guys, today we're going to talk about the importance of infusing self-care, self-love, and healing in your entrepreneurial journey. But this is the thing. We're healing while building organically. And that's why I created a platform, because I realized that after working with my clients and me serving myself while I was serving others, I was like, you know what? We're literally healing while building.
Yeah.
When you hear me say that, like, what comes up for you?
Oh, so much. One thing that comes up for me was about 2 years ago, time flies. I was working on a book collaboration with Dr. Cheryl Wood and Les Brown.
Okay.
And there was a deadline to turn in my chapter. This was a collaboration with the two of them and 27 other authors. I was still in the midst of grieving. I've lost my son and my mom, and I was in a challenging marriage, raising a teenager, and just felt very low. It was a holiday season. I wasn't feeling it. And so I almost talked myself out of doing the chapter. And one of the reasons was, well, I ain't got it all together. Like, I got all this stuff going on. How can I write a chapter and share this and people find value in it? Fortunately, I know Cheryl and was able to have a conversation with her. She was like, girl, we all have stuff going on.
Everybody, right?
So that's what comes to mind.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it at the time, but when you started this, I was building and still healing.
Yes, because we know that healing is not finite. And a lot of people think, well, I can't help them do X, Y, Z. I haven't completed it yet. I haven't healed yet. I haven't reached the peak yet. As long as you are at step 1 or 2, you can help someone who's at step 0. Yes. As long as you are at step 0, you can help someone who's at negative 0.1. And I think that the biggest issue why most people don't start or finish is because they don't feel like they're enough. They don't feel like that they actually know what they're doing, which you already know, imposter syndrome. But that is so false, especially when you've actually already experienced the things that you're helping others with. For example, I've worked with you on, I'm not going to call it weight loss, on my wellness journey, right? You've worked with me in regards to business coaching and mindset coaching. What if we both said, you know what, I can't do this thing? We would not be sitting here before you.
True. That is so
true. I want to ask you, did your healing activate you starting your business, or was your business literally making your healing come to the surface?
So my healing process journey started many years before I started my business.
Gotcha.
And in the process, way into my healing journey is when I started the business. So I will say I started my healing journey in my late 20s.
Okay.
I was a relationship addict, going from relationship to relationship, looking for the one. Because in my mind, finding a husband, finding that right relationship was going to make me whole.
Yes.
And this was from childhood trauma. So I started going to therapy with the intent of, I'm going to go to therapy for 1 year. I'm going to get better so I can get me a husband. And that actually came from, at one point, going through a 12-step program at our local church for codependency.
Gotcha.
And it's 12 steps, right? It's 1 year. And 1 year, I'll be all better. So
it's so funny how we give these timelines and I'm gonna do this and do this. I call that agenda driven. And sometimes you got to go off that agenda.
Right.
So tell me, did you stick to the agenda or did you swerve?
Not at all. I ended up being in therapy for 16 plus years.
Wow.
16 plus years. And what I found was that it's a process.
Yep.
I learned so much from my therapist. It was needed because I was a single mom. So she became an objective ear for me to bounce things off of.
good.
Challenges at work, parenting challenges, as well as dealing with childhood trauma.
Yep.
However, fast forward to 2017, I lost my stepmom. And that was an interesting relationship. This was the woman who my dad married when my parents were no longer together.
Okay.
It had more kids, and I felt the need to take care of my siblings, and also all of a sudden realize, because there were things I never said to her that I wanted to say, expressing gratitude for allowing us in her space, all this stuff came up.
Yeah.
That I had not dealt with. And so even though I had been in therapy for 16 years,
Yep.
I think that was the first time I realized, like, this is a process. This is a journey. We never arrive. And that's not the goal, is
Right.
to just get to this place where I'm all fixed, I'm all better.
And this is the thing with therapy. It activates and removes certain layers so you can go deeper with what's truly the root issue. Because even as a business therapist and mindset coach, I help my clients pinpoint the root cause and work through it. You see, mindset is a surface thing. But when you go deeper, that's literally a therapeutic approach. And some people run from therapy because they take the scab off of something, and you can either address it or you can ignore it.
Right.
But a lot of us compartmentalize the junk, put it on a shelf, but it ends up coming to the surface and spilling over anyways, especially when we are in crisis.
Right.
Especially when we're stressed, right? And so I commend you for, and you said 16 plus, so it's clear that you're still going through different things, because life is gonna always life.
Yes.
The kids gonna kids, the husband gonna husband, the wife gonna wife. Y'all, I need to go and get a t-shirt with that.
Right.
Because I say that so much, because even though I'm not married yet, my kid is kidding, my mom is mumming, the house is housing.
Right.
If I had a dog, the dog would probably be dogging,
Yes,
right?
yes.
That does not mean that we can't do it and that we haven't done it. And I honestly believe that we've been through some of the hardest things in our life already. So what we're currently going through, I'm not gonna say it's peanuts. It's going to be easier because you've already been through some of the toughest stuff in your life.
Well, I think the best way, we have a cliche or saying in the fitness business, it doesn't get easier, you get stronger. So I started out lifting 5, 8, 10-pound weights. Now I'm curling 20-pound weights.
Let's go.
You know, now I'm deadlifting 70 pounds. Is 70 pounds still heavy? Yes. Is 5 pounds still heavy to someone who hasn't trained? It is.
Yes.
Is 20? I've gotten stronger.
Yep,
Yeah.
for sure. So tell me more about your business and how that helps others tap into their healing, whether they know it or not.
I'm glad you said whether they know it or not. So
Yep.
Vibrant Body Fitness is a space I created for women who were like me as a single mom who wanted to work out, didn't have a lot of time. The number one reason you hear that people don't work out is I'm too busy.
True.
And I was there. I didn't have an hour to spend in the gym, 30 minutes tops. And so I have this group fitness that business where we meet together 3 days a week, 6:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. Get in, get it done. I love high intensity interval training. That's what we do. I also wanted to create a community where women feel supported. Because a lot of times people feel like, well, if it's not in person, then it's not as accountable. It's accountable. If you're not there, I'm going to text you. Where you at? How come you didn't come to work out?
Right.
But 30 minutes is really all you need, especially if you're getting started. And it gives you that support. It gives you that accountability. And it also lets women know that they're not alone.
Yes.
One thing that I recognize that, starting this journey out that I had, that other women don't, that I want to provide for them, is that level of discipline. I was getting up at 4 a.m. And when I look back, I'm like, wow, I was doing that.
That's a strength, sister.
And I didn't even recognize it. That's the thing about healing, too, is we have these strengths that we don't recognize. And it took someone else to point it out to me when I told them, I get up at 4 a.m. I've been doing it for years. He's like, wow, you're really disciplined. And I didn't think I was disciplined. I didn't think of myself as disciplined.
Nope, because you were literally in the thick of it doing it. And that's why sometimes it takes a neutral party or someone on the outside to acknowledge and inform you of how awesome you are, how dope you are, and how you are literally doing things that most people will not do.
Right.
I'm not going to say can't do.
Right.
Because we can, but we choose not to.
Right.
So that definitely is a strength, for sure.
Yeah. And so you said something else, whether they recognize it or not. So I have been in gyms training women who a few weeks in were in tears because they didn't feel like it was working. And I remember that first experience is when I realized this is more than just about the mechanics of working out and dieting and trying to lose weight.
Definitely more.
This is mental, this is emotional, this is baggage, this is I'm a mom and I have 4 kids and I'm married and I'm not taking care of myself.
This is
and
spiritual.
The weight is the outward, it's the, what's the word am I looking for? The symptom.
Correct.
But there's so much
underneath, right?
Much under that.
And this is the thing. We can't do everything. As a trainer, you see other presenting issues like mental health and all this other stuff. We can't do everything. So I love how we stay in our lane, but we're cognizant so we can still support them and communicate and advocate for them to advocate for themselves in other areas, right?
Right.
So when it comes to coaching, because I always say coaches get the double dip. Do you understand what I mean by that?
I do.
What are your thoughts on that?
So my thoughts on that are that when I'm in that space, because I have my own self-talk going on, right? And I have my own moments because I am healing while building, where I doubt myself or I think to myself, this is too hard. I have my own moments or days where I want to give up.
Yeah.
So I hear myself telling a client, don't give up. I hear myself telling a client, this takes time, this takes patience, keep going, you can do hard things. All the things I tell my clients, it's for me. It's so for me.
Period.
Even when I'm telling someone, instead of eating a sleeve of Oreos, eat 2. I'm still have those moments.
That was for me.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and I even have to say, don't assume I'm just saying this to you. And that's the other part of it, is teaching them that it's a lifestyle. Because at any given moment, I can make a choice not to.
Correct.
So it's a choice every day. So yes, I am double dipping. Yes, I'm definitely double dipping.
I love that. So tell me this. At the end of the day, I believe that we can get paid to do what we love to do, right? And some people are like, no, there's no way. How can I get paid to do what I love to do? And I think it stems from having the courage and belief that you can, and then making a choice that you will, right? And I know you're big on personal professional development, investing in self to pour into yourself. But what do you do when you're faced with life and you still have to save your own life? And let me explain what I mean by that.
Okay.
Life is going life, right? We have a choice to say, you know what? I can't go coach. I can't go get up. I can't go serve these clients. I need to cancel because all these things are happening. But I know one thing about you and also myself, we still push through. Is that detrimental, or do you think that there's a hack to be able to do that and still save your life? And I know I'm being a little dramatic, but...
I mean, but not really, right? So most recently, again, healing while building, I lost my oldest son in 2019, and the anniversary of his murder is next month.
Wow.
And there is actually a motion hearing that's taking place on tomorrow.
And you're here.
And I'm here. And challenges in my relationship, challenges with my teenager. My safe space. So the other thing that I've done consistently for 20 plus years was getting up at 4 a.m. The workout started at 4:30.
Okay.
I go to my Bible, I meditate, I pray, I journal. I have real talks with myself, and I have real talks with God. And I'm most grateful being raised in the church caused some challenges in terms of also feeling accepted some of the messages that were out there. I'm so grateful that I'm in a place where I recognize I am loved unconditionally by God.
Amen to that.
Because I am his daughter.
Yes.
And that he is like the greatest parent of all time. That's like a lot of people say this person's the GOAT. I'm like, God, you the GOAT.
God, the
GOAT, God. And I can come to him for whatever, whenever. He can handle my anger. He can handle my questions. And so that is how I move when life is going on.
Yep.
I'm feeling wounded, but I still have to show up for a client who now I'm in their space and they're sharing with me what's going on in their life so that I can show up for them. And so it goes back to practicing self-care.
Filling your cup so you could, so the clients get the overpour. And I know a lot of times we are serving to where we become burned out, and then crisis happens. We're not showing up. If we are showing up, we're showing up half and depleted. So that's not functional either,
Right.
Which is so funny because they say women are super women. We are. However, it's not a badge of honor.
Right.
We shouldn't have to be,
Right.
but some of us have no other choice. Like, I'm a single parent as well, raised my daughter since she was 1 and she's 21 now, right? Have owned several houses by myself and ran businesses and all that. It's not to brag about. It's just the fact of the matter. However, it's not a pro to be this strong superwoman and do it all by yourself, because I think a strength is asking for help and saying that you're not okay,
Right.
and crying and asking someone to help you, even if it's freaking taking out the trash, do the dishes, go wash my car. Hey, let's do takeout instead of me cooking. If you have support at the home, that is okay.
Yes.
Right?
And I mean, like, I don't know where I got this from, but here lately I've been saying ding, 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 ding. So yes, ding, 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 right answer.
I'll take it.
Yeah, strength, there is strength in asking for help. That takes strength. Strength is not, oh, I'm holding it all. There is strength in crying. There is strength in being able to say, I'm angry. There is strength in being able to say to other people, you're not doing your part and it's falling on me. And I'm going to speak up and say, you know what? I need you to do your part. I can't do, like you said, we're that superwoman thing. I don't want to have to do it all.
Man, let me tell you something. I recently asked for help to my dad, and he was so flabbergasted and amazed and shocked. He was like, I just can't believe you need help. And it hurt my feelings. I was like, why not? He was like, because you never do. This is just so puzzling to me.
Wow.
And I went on a rant. Like, I'm not going to repeat the rant that I did, but I said, I'm basically, in short, I'm tired of being strong.
Right.
Then I had to go check in with myself. Why was I so emotional? What is really going on under there? And what am I going to do to dig through and work through and get to the root cause of that junk?
Right.
Was it comfortable? No. Was it needed? Yes. So, you know, I just love that we're able to advocate for ourselves. And the more you advocate for yourself and set boundaries, the more you will have more capacity to breathe and to save your life.
Right.
Right? Because nobody's coming to save you.
No.
Nobody.
No,
and it's not that they don't want to. How can I save you if I'm still trying to save myself?
Right.
Right?
Right. You're right.
So I think once we have realistic expectations of others and ourselves, it will make things so much easier.
I agree. Yeah. I see that. And, you know, I think recently I saw a post about that. You said something to the effect of check on your strong friend.
Yep.
You know, and we need to be checked on. We
sure
need
do.
somebody calling and checking. As a matter of fact, before my dad passed, so in the past, for those of you who watch, I've lost 3 people in the past 4 years.
Girl,
3 people in the past 4 years.
Every time you talk about the loss, I take a deep breath because I'm an empath, and it's just like, in my mind, I'm like, that is so much, but you're still here. You're still showing up. That doesn't mean it's not hard for you.
No, right.
But I'm just like, I'm not even going to say I understand, because I don't, but I'm just like, wow.
And it gives people the impression that I'm okay. And you've said this to me before too. It's okay that you're not okay. And I'm still a positive person. But I was such a positive person before the loss. I struggled with what that looked like after the loss.
Yep.
And so before people would ask me how I was doing, I'd say I was good. And that became, no, I'm not. And I'm okay with somebody saying, how you doing? I'm not okay. Not okay today.
I wish I heard I'm not okay more often. Honestly, I need to start being honest in what I'm, because I always, 99.9%, actually, that's a lie. 100% of the time, I say I'm good, I'm okay, things are well, when they're not.
Right.
You want to know why?
Why?
It's a trauma response. If I say I'm not okay, are they going to help me? If I say I'm not okay, do they even care? If I say I'm not okay,
Right.
what are they going to do about it? No one's ever helped me. So, you know what I mean?
Well, and so that leads me back to, so what I was going to say was about my dad is he would ask me every single morning, how you doing, baby? And it meant so much to me that he recognized that this is my daughter. She lost her son, and I see her up moving. She's making me breakfast. She's getting me back and forth to the houses. But how are you doing? So when he passed, I asked my husband, can you just ask me every day, how am I doing?
I love that you actually articulated that and asked that, because most times when we want something, we don't ask, but you did ask. And you don't got to answer, but how has that been going? Has he been able to do that?
Sometimes. Not as consistently as I would like. Not as consistent, because he sees me up and moving and doing the things. So to him, well, I know how you're doing. I see you, and you look okay because the mortgage is still getting paid. You know, there's still food in the house. You know, you're still working out, and that's a big one. Like, I'm working out. As a matter of fact, when I lost my son, I remember meeting someone who had also lost a child within a year, and she said to me, "You look good." And when I went back and looked at pictures, she had gained weight. So I'm thinking, like, to her, she's like, well, you didn't gain a whole bunch of weight?
Right.
You know? And don't get me wrong, when I first lost my son, I gave myself permission, ladies, to eat what I wanted to eat. I didn't start working out right away. It took some time, because one thing that my son and I had in common was he was also a certified personal trainer. And the room that I work out in was a room that he worked out in. So for my first workout was in tears, you know, and that's the healing while building. I got to start working out. And even the logic behind working out. And I want you all to hear this, ladies. Fitness is self-care. And so I didn't really want to work out, but I was like, you know what? I'm here. And so because I'm here, I have to take care of myself.
That's good.
And so you got to work out. And at some point, you got to stop pulling up into the drive-thru and getting so many French fries. No chance.
So hold up. They could get the French fries, but be conscious of how many eat. Because what you mean get so many? There's a certain amount in the thing. Like what? You have to break that down.
Let me break that down. In the beginning, I had like 2 large fries.
I ain't never ordered 2 large fries. Whew.
Yes, I was in the throes of my grief, and I go home and dump them out on a plate and douse them in ketchup and eat that and sip.
That's emotionally eating, then, right?
I was.
Gotcha.
But I was aware I was doing it. And I was okay with it.
You gave yourself grace
because my son is gone, and if this is what I have to do in this moment to get through, I'm okay. But I also knew enough to know that at some point, you have to pull yourself back in.
You have to pull yourself back in. I love that. So I want to ask you before we wrap up, what is on the horizon for Arprentiss Haye, Vibrant Body Fitness, and how can people tap in if anything that you said resonated with them and they want to learn more about what you do and how you can support them?
Okay, so much. I have been pondering how to bring what I am learning about how to heal from grief, you know, to the masses through fitness. Connecting how starting the process of healing from childhood trauma actually supported me in my grief. I believe had I not been practicing gratitude, had I not been working out, had I not had a relationship with God, that I would have gone so much lower and had a much higher hill to climb. And in addition to that, just continuing to grow the Vibrant Body Fitness community for not just women here in the U.S., but around the world. It's virtual. Anybody can join from anywhere.
So do you serve just women? Because I heard you saying ladies, and we have men and women who watch our podcast. And I'm just saying, because I want us to be clear, do you serve just women or do you serve everyone?
So I serve everyone from a one-on-one personal training in the space that I am when I'm doing one-on-one personal training. But Vibrant Body Fitness is a platform that focuses on women.
Gotcha.
That does focus on
take
women.
note, guys.
That's focused on women.
Which I love because women go through a different array of things than men. And I know the men be like, women are just so pro women. They got all these things. What do you think about that statement that women have so much support, so many opportunities, so many communities, and the men don't have much?
I think that they're out there. I don't think they're spoken about as much.
Gotcha.
because I have seen them, and as we're in this space where we're talking about mental health more, and from the perspective of what men deal with, because men are expected to be stoic and strong and not show emotions,
very much so.
But there are just as many broken little girls out there. There are broken men. There are men. Their inner child needs to heal.
Yeah.
You know? So
I think this is like part two, another statement, but when you look at the ratio of single parent homes and moms are the ones who are single moms, I would bet that there's a higher rate of men who have unresolved childhood trauma and baggage than women. And I say this because women are more apt to be vulnerable and share about it and go seek help. Men keep it inside because when you think of a superwoman, no, that's nothing compared to the masculine man role. And I would love for us to just like crush that stigma and stereotype so everybody could get healed, serve, and it's normalcy to book a therapist, to say I'm not okay, to meet with a life coach. It just like you get a PCP and a dentist and the kids need their shots. Guess what, baby? Who's your therapist?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And you hit the nail on the head again, because statistics show that women are more likely to seek out a personal trainer. Women are more likely to join a group fitness class than men are. And what that says, but in the fitness industry, is that women are more likely to ask for help.
Exactly. So let everybody know where they can reach you out on social. Guys, make sure you're liking and subscribing and commenting on this Healing While Building session. And Arprentiss, so excited that you came by today. Let everybody know where they can find you.
Okay. So 2 places, guys. 2 places, ladies. 2 places, gentlemen. If you're looking for a group fitness virtual community, at Vibrant Body Fitness on Instagram, at Vibrant Body Fitness on TikTok. If you need motivation, encouragement, inspiration, healing while building, Arprentiss, at Arprentiss on Instagram, Arprentiss Haye on Facebook.
And we will leave all of the information below in the description. Thank you so much again.
Thank you for having me.
No problem for tapping in with us. And guys, you already know, if you need support, with mindset coaching and business therapy and moving your business from one step to the next, then you can just DM the word breakthrough at LaShauna West on Instagram, and we can have a complimentary call to see if we're a good fit to work together. We'll see you next time on Healing While Building with the Accountability on Demand podcast. Peace out, guys.